Alright, so I'm back with another video of the Waiting for Next beta mod. Okay, so I think I'm at around turn 150, which is where the early game should end and you start to get into the mid-game situations. And so what's happened here is my capital has finally grown to level 4. Name of it is Hathix, which is randomly generated. I didn't choose that. I might rename it. Alright, so now I can basically unlock an improvement, and you might say if you've been playing the vanilla version, oh, well, those improvements are sort of lackluster and meaningless, plus there's, you know, only, what, 5 options and 5 choices each time, so there's no randomness or selective goodness because the devs haven't added any content to this since we started the beta. So what I've done is added a few more interesting things, and I've taken a lot of the items that they had as level 5 and put them down into level 4 and basically made those ones that I took down, made them more powerful and made them more rare. So it looks like I have a few choices here, and I'll go through them real quick because they don't do what they did in the vanilla version. So like Mining Guild is plus 5 metal per turn, which is huge. I mean, right now I only have 1 iron mine. I'm doing 1 iron per turn, or 1 metal per turn. And so this would basically give me 6 metal per turn, which would allow me to sort of research armor and have far better units than the current spearmen I'm pumping out right now. I do have a crystal mine, but it also, once again, it's only 1 per turn, so I can really only use that to build fire mages. Alright, Infirmary is plus 2 growth. It heals 20 hit points per season to all station units. So if I'm going to be playing a big defensive game, or if my units are just getting wailed on during every battle because they're so weak, I might choose Infirmary. Plus that plus 2 growth for the city would be huge, but there are some things I can see down here in the current user interface, like Gildar is 17 per turn at normal tax level. That's pretty good. Growth is already plus 9, so plus 2 isn't really that good of a bonus. It's not going to change the game for me. Research is 14, but there's no research options here. Oh, actually... oh, okay, Apothecary would be nice. And production is 72. So I've got a pretty good production. Around 100 production is what you want. But I have a couple of other... city level up bonuses already, and what you can't see here, which bothers me a lot, is I already have Mason and I already have Slums, and I can't see what they do or that I've even chosen them on this screen, so that needs to change at some point, although that's nothing I can do. But I remember that because I only have 2 buildings, or 2 cities right now, so it's something I can just sort of think about. So I've got Mining Guild, Infirmary, and then here we have Apothecary. That's plus 5 research per material. And since this is a 3 grain 4 material spot, that's going to be plus 20 material, which would double my research levels. I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't choose Apothecary. It's a great building for this sort of city. The only thing is that I really don't have any metal, and the Altair in the north are expanding rather quickly and coming towards my borders. So if I want to be able to defend against them, I might need to just get a mining guild so I can at least defend myself. The other option would be Bank, which is plus 50% Gildar. So that should give me plus 8.5 Gildar per turn, which is good. But since I'm not really a merchant civilization, and I already have pretty good Gildar already, it's not something I'm going to choose for this particular city. That would be better for a city that has more grain. Although, slums, if you don't know what they do, I don't think I talked about it last time, but slums basically give you double the food for each grain. So if you have a city with like 6 grain, it's the same as having a city with 12 grain. Also, you get I think it's plus 3 to growth. Because obviously in a slum, you know, there'd be lots of poor people, they'd be, you know, making it a lot, and so there'd be lots of babies, and they, you know, they're poor people, so you don't have to feed them. It's actually a nice situation for me. So I have lots of cheap labor, but it has some negative effects, like none of those extra population are going to benefit your research, As you can tell, I only have 22 research. That's because it's minus 50% research. Basically, those sort of poor people, they aren't contributing to society in any other form than production. They're, and of course taxes. I love taxing them. Tax the poor and then give it to the rich, I always say. Or job creators, not rich, job creators. Where was I? Oh, yes. So anyway, so slums is really sort of the only thing boosting up this city, and I would like to pick something that would go along well with that. Now, I do have a granary. That's plus 3 constitution for my units. I'm trying to build really powerful units. And so I have Tower of the Magi, which is a really rare choice. I think it's only 25% as likely as any other building. And that will give me plus 5 to spell resistance for any trained unit. That's a pretty huge bonus, because there's a lot of enemy units that are using magic right against me right now. I'm fighting the Yithril on my southern front. Also, this city can no longer be attacked by enemy spells, and I know that those Empire factions love to cast spells on your cities. So this might be a good preventative measure for a long-term war. Although I think if I just take the enemy's capital, it won't be much of an issue, which is my next step. And I can do that a lot easier with Mining Guild. So there's a lot of interesting choices at level 4. It's sort of like I've already specialized a city in with slums and masons, so they're going to build a lot and have high production. And so now I just need to sort of choose my level 4 city, which is like the famous city option, the way that I've categorized them. And so basically I just need to choose what final specialization I want to give to this city. Because level 5, if I get to level 5 with this city, I'm not sure that I can. Level 5 is going to be a bonus for the entire civilization. It won't specifically be affecting this city, or if it does, it'll completely change the way this city works and can't be predicted. So I'm going to choose Mining Guild because it sort of fits better with the faction that I've imagined for this game. So let's see, if you watch the previous video, it sort of looks like I'm in the same spot, but if you'll notice there's a lot fewer creatures in the wilderness. And this is what I was talking about. The Altair are just expanding all over the place up here. It's very bothersome, but I was able to get a trade treaty with them, so now I can sort of see where they are and plan my attacks. Not that I would ever attack a fellow kingdom, but if I were going to attack, I know where I should do it. Alright, so these fools are sending militia through my borders. I'm going to see who they're at war with. Alright, they're not at war with anyone, which means this is all expansion efforts. I don't like that. Leave my territory. Ah, he says I'm paranoid. Of course I'm paranoid. You have much better units than I do. Talos is only 91 power and they're 213 power, so they could pretty much just walk over me if they felt like it. Also, I've been sort of kicking them out every turn to try and get these baddies in this sort of pocket over here to come attack them. No luck as yet. Alright, so here's my expansion city. It's done a lot of good things since last time I showed it. It's building a granary right now, but I'm getting what, 24 Gildar per turn. So I'll be able to buy this granary long before. Let's see, what is it at? 939. So probably in another 10 turns I'll be able to rush by it, and that's the last building I need for Rahay. And then I can just start pumping out units with that one. Over here I'm building a lot of mundane units. I have my Flame Guard, which are my only magical units. Or magical melee units, I should specify. And then so right now they're just building a ton of mundane units, so I can start throwing units over here at the Yithril. I haven't found their cities yet, but there's a long line of butchermen sort of lined up here and roaming about through here, plus there's these bone ogres in this cave right here. So I have a pretty big war to fight before I can even contact the enemy that declared war on me. Oh, there's another city here. Crap. I might have to go to war with Altair. They're easier to get to. They're not defending their cities. Actually, I can check. I shouldn't be able to do this, but I can. Alright, so their city militia, if you'll notice, have an attack of 10. which means they're using probably a hand axe, and their defense is 7, which means they're using leather armor. Hit point 16, initiative 9. They've got a barracks, that's giving them that extra militia, and +1 initiative. Well, initiative of 9. That means that they have really low strength for some reason. Huh, I wonder what weapon they're using. I hope they're not using the Hasta. Okay, so another thing to think about is they've got Blacksmith, which tells me that they're much farther along in technology than I am. I was sort of in a bad spot for expansion. I'm right between 2 Wildlands. Although once I finish one of these wars off, I can attack the Wildlands and get some huge bonuses. I've upped the bonuses for every Wildlands, like the caves of whatchamacallit will give you +5 metal when you attack it. Okay, so it's already got an inn, it's got the workshop. It's a 3-3 spot, which is much better in this version than previously. And population is 46, so I'll have a really low population once I take it. So I'm not going to go to war over that city. But if I could take Dinara right afterwards, it might be worth it. Let's see. I'll get Gentle Rain. Plus 20% food production. Plus 10% research. Let's see what upgrades they chose. Well, they've got Lumber Mill. Okay, they chose Gallows, which means I'm going to have high unrest. Yeah, they've got 46% unrest. They haven't discovered Town Hall yet, I'm guessing. Fortunate for them, fortunate for me. And it's a 4-4 with the Blacksmith. So, yeah, that's something to go to war over. Oh, and Lord Relius is damaged. This might be a good opportunity to attack if I had a better army. My army's sitting over here, though, trying to recuperate. Let's see, 105, 158. Yeah, I've been leveling this Earth Elemental. In general, the way I've set up the level milestones is every 5 levels you get a huge bonus to stats. For Earth Elementals, Mercenaries, Bandit Archers, pretty much anything that you can get from a lair or one of the starting units, or any monster you fight. Every 5 levels they're going to get huge bonuses, and every level they're going to get small bonuses. So once I get him to level 10, I'll really have a powerful Earth Elemental. The one thing that I haven't thought of is how to increase their abilities as they level, because they just have a standard ability slot in the XMLs. It's pretty limited. It's funny to use the term limited, considering how open the XML is for this game, but you know, if you're constantly modding with it, you take a lot of it for granted. Alright, well, there's nothing action-packed that's going to happen now. I just want to show what level 4 cities look like to people, because it's sort of hard to imagine anything but the vanilla version right now, because we've gotten so many updates that haven't addressed these issues at all. Probably because the devs are focusing on other things, but I have a feeling that some part of it is that they don't want the game to be so fun that people stop testing. Which is the opposite of my direction. I want the game to be extremely fun once you download my beta, or my mod of the beta. Because obviously if you're downloading this, it's because you're tired of the vanilla. Alright, so thanks for listening, and I'll probably upload the next video of when I attack Altair.